Good afternoon, everybody. It's the 25th of June, round about 12 o'clock. Sun's shining for a change. A bit different to the last video I did when I could hardly see the screen because of all the raindrops on it. I'm going to start with the bad news, and there might be a bit more later on, but I am going to talk today about the fish in the front pond, the back pond and the garden, how that's doing. So if I can just get down and show you the fish that are here. They don't want to come out, but some of them don't seem to have grown at all. But the little Kwaku seems to. He's seemed to grow a little bit. But you will notice that there's one missing. When it was a new one, the big one, what I bought to encourage the fish to feed. Been golfing for 4 days, got back, he wasn't there. Pond was still fully netted over, so it weren't an errand or anything like that. And what had happened, I don't know how he'd managed it, but he jumped through there, got past the netting, but the netting, my own fault, I'd actually got it wedged on top of these flags, and he was actually in the back of there, so it's covered about 18 inches. We couldn't even see him. We were searching around. We probably had thought if he'd gone anything, he'd gone over the back, but I've had to adjust all my netting and that. So try not to lose any more, but because of this little feeder, which is actually working a treat, I can't get it flat to pond, so I've tried to move these trays out a little bit to try and stop them if they do try and get out. I have got a problem with that bit, but because it's on a slope, they might flap themselves back into water. As you can see, there's bits on the water I've been messing. What I've done, I bought this siphon unit. It's for an aquarium. I have cut the end down on it a bit. It's for getting muck out the gravel in an aquarium, but because it's such a little pond, it's ideal for getting the muck out this pond, which obviously you can see I've done this morning, and it saves you actually sucking the dirty water up to try and siphon it off yourself if you're trying to do it that way. I think it's only about £3, so it's a good tool for this pond. I shall have another go at it in a bit, because you can see there's some food still on the bottom. Gutted that we've lost one of the fish, but we lost it because it jumped out, no other reason. The garden itself is looking really well. That's quite a nice looking plant. You've seen all this before, but it's starting to come into flower now. And rockery looks lovely. That's still got a lot of plants that have seeded themselves, so they'll be coming through. I'm assuming they snapdragon, they look like snapdragon, but things are going on quite well. This is from Lorna, for the lady captain at North Shore. Wife played in wife was at Captain's Day, and she bought everybody a plant, which is very nice of her. And she knows we do a bit of gardening, so come in handy. Just there, we've got a fuchsia. That's the biggest flower I've ever seen on a fuchsia. Can't believe how big it is, and colours are really, really nice. It's an impressive plant. Right, I'm going to pause here and then go around the back and tell you the problems with the back pond. Right, here we are on the back pond. Fish, I would say, in general, are all looking well, except for the Kajaku over there, Crockett. He keeps going off on his own, and yesterday I'd never seen it in a fish before. I'd heard about it, but it was clamping one of his pectoral fins. Then all of a sudden he'd wave it like mad. He'd be flashing round the pond, not flashing himself, but just waving that fin about like he'd got something irritating him in base at fin. So I'm assuming he's got a bit of a serious problem, but obviously at the moment I don't know what it is. If you head towards him, he swims away and he seems alright. He don't seem to be clamping the fin today, but I'm not happy because he is a nice fish. He's about 22-year-old. It's a shame. The pond, I've given it a bit of a clean out today. I don't know whether you can see it. The feeder, I'm going to put them on a heavier feed for the next few days. And up the feed and put some better feed into the pond. Everything seems to be working fine. We've got a temperature in the pond of 22. Happy with that. The little fish, they seem to be coming on. It's hard to tell because obviously we aren't getting them out and measuring them, and I'm not going to measure every centimetre they grow. I just want them to grow. Just here you can see I've got a seat and a box. That box has got food in. What I've been trying to do, I've been a bit envious of people who've been able to hand feed the fish. Bit of jealousy. And for the last 2 weeks I've spent a couple of hours when I've been here just sitting outside at pond. As I say, I went away 4 days golfing, and on the golfing side, congratulations to Jane and Sally, who went through to the next round of I think it was the Daily Mirror foursomes. They played well, but the ladies who they played from Boston must have played really well as well, because it went to an extra hole. They were drawing after 18 holes and it went to an extra hole, but the North Shore ladies won on the 19th hole, as they call it. Normally we call that the bar, but it was good to see they'd won. Right, what I'm going to try and do, it's normally the Asagi what comes, but yesterday was the first time I got the fish to actually come and feed out my hand. And they might not come. I'll give it a go, see what happens. But all I do is just splash the water so they know I'm here, and then start dropping a bit in. But whether they'll come or not, I don't know. This could be some really boring footage, or it could work. They're not going to come. So much for my training. It will happen and I will get them to come, but that's my problem at the minute. The little fella there. I've also got a problem I found out when I came back. If you look down here, something's been dragging out there. I've got mice in my compost bin. I knew I had because the other day I took it all to pieces and painted it and made it more secure. It was falling apart. Found a mouse nest, got rid of that, but obviously I've not got rid of the mice. Rest of the garden's looking really well. If you go back this way, you can see the onions and that are all starting to come through. I'll show you them in a few minutes. Regards the stuff I've been getting out, I've harvested these potatoes yesterday. That were from one bag, and they're actually, anybody who's been watching the gardening section of this, well, they're actually lates. So really we shouldn't be getting them till sort of October time, but because I planted them in greenhouse in a bag and then bought them on, you can get them any time of year. What you really want is such as the Charlotte potatoes, which are a waxy salad potato. You want them to come same time as your cucumbers and your tomatoes and that. These are the strawberries I've got off yesterday. I'm not sure whether I've actually grown a new variety. It's normally strawberries all reproduce by throwing a runner out, which, there we go, coming out from the main plant, comes out, and what you do, each one of these runners, you'll see that one there has got the leaf on the end. It will probably throw another leaf out further back, but what you do, you pin them in, leave them joined to the main plant. You can see the little clip there. I'll just show you what I've made them out of. Sooner than go out and buy a bag of clips, you don't know how many you're going to get. But you pin them in there, leave them to main plant, keep watering them, and they'll get root. It'll probably throw another one off on the end, which you can do again. So take 2 off for each runner, and you won't have to buy any more strawberry plants. And the reason I say I could have produced a different variety of strawberry altogether with this one. Now, I don't know whether that's a new reproductive organ that this strawberry has grown, or it's convenient for holding when you eat it. So I'll let you make your own mind up about that. It's now time, really, to start feeding a lot of veg, your tomatoes and that. This is bought concentrate. It's that colour when you pour it in. These, and I've done this for years, I make my own by putting different products. I use Grown More and fish blood and bone. And what I do, I put the granules in the tub, put a bit of water in, then leave it. You have to be careful that you don't put the top on too tight, because when the granules start to dissolve, it'll expand the bottle. It can actually blow the top off a bottle, but in there, that's probably been a week, so it's a lot clearer than this one, which has probably been 3 weeks. But it saves you a load of money, because I don't know how much these are now, but I know at one time they were about between 12 and 16 quid, depending on what size you got. And I've always found that if you dilute it very similar to the rest, it works a treat. Can't see point in buying it for such as your beans and things like that. Tomatoes, I still very often, I mostly use the concentrate, bought concentrate. As you can see, the strawberries are still coming on there. They were throwing more runners out. I think you'll be able to see there's a runner coming out there, and now I'll do the same with that, but I'll just stack it up here while it's in a pot. But very often early on, if they start throwing them out too early, I tend to cut them off so I can get more fruit. The red currants, Blackbird's eaten most of the red currants, so good luck to him. It could have been mouse, I don't know whether they have them or not, but he might have been the culprit for a lot of the damage done to some flowers. I will get rid of him, but I don't know when. These are still about the same as last time I shown you. The beans are still coming on, but they're nearly up to the top of runners, canes now, so I'm going to have to do something about that. The reason I've got this strawberry plant here in my way is to remind me that, to let you know that I'm going to take all those out, put some fresh compost in, and I'm going to start planting carrots in that one, because I've started growing seedlings to put in this garlic tubs as soon as they finish, but they look to me like they're at least a fortnight away from coming out. So I want to get some carrots in. It's probably one of the worst crops I've had this year, the carrots, and also with the beetroot. Absolutely terrible this year, and I don't know why, unless I'd got old seed. I've seen some videos where other people have had similar sort of problem. I'm actually thinking of taking this net, this curtaining, off the cabbages I've got under there, and I'm thinking of taking that lot down, because for some reason, and I shouldn't be disappointed, but I am, because I haven't seen a cabbage white butterfly this year, not one. Last year they were everywhere, but this year I've not seen one cabbage white butterfly. So something's gone off with them, I don't know what. As you can see, carrying on with my potatoes, so I can keep getting them till about Christmas. Those 3 are about ready. I took the one off the end, they were the ones I shown you in the bag earlier. But there's probably another month's worth of taters in there at least, even more than that, probably 2 months, because we don't eat that many, but you just want them to keep coming so you ain't got to buy any. If you look here, these turnips, another vegetable really you don't expect to see so much on at this time of year, but I bought them on in the greenhouse, popped them out here, and I would say they're the best I've had. But I'm going to have to give some away because the wife's not a fan of them. I've not touched the spinach since last time I did a video, and I looked back and it was the 14th of June. So it's took 11 days, something like that. But I can see there now, and I've not noticed it, this one's going to go to seed. So the others I've got in the greenhouse to back them up, I'll be putting in. Some more taters there. The onions I put early on in there, well, I think it's because the position of them, they're not getting enough sun. They're not swelling at bottom. And this time of year is when all the onions start swelling. So you can see that one there. These others, they're starting to swell. What I tend to do, I tend to put a bit of water on them with a bit of pressure to soften the ground up around the onions. Just because they've been in that long, I don't want the ground to be that firm that they can't swell. There'll probably be another month. Can't see them being any quicker than that. I think they're about 2 or 3 weeks behind the normal. These beans, I'm going to have to do something with them because they were my spares, but these are flying, so I'll not be doing that. The Munch 2 started going again. I did put some of the fertiliser I made, some of the feed I made in there last week, and it started to green up again, so it is doing that some good, because that were looking really wary with weather conditions and that. I should have left it in greenhouse, I think, to give it more temperature. In here there's my next lot of Munch 2 coming through. The chilies and the peppers starting to fruit, looking good. The 2 spare basil I haven't managed to give away yet because I've not seen anybody. The cabbage, the same, not seeing anybody to give them to. This is a spare tomato which I might bring on, might get something later. As we're talking about tomatoes, and I said in my last video that I start to leave the runners on, the ones that you normally nip off here, and I'll show you now why I do that. Because this one, while I was away, wilted. Now that might not go any further, so I'll not touch anything below there, just in case this one at back actually does a run and gets up to top of canes like I expect it to. There's some plum type tomatoes on here, look. They're looking quite good. They must be the orange beauties. This basil down here is flying. I did say that I was having a problem with the lettuce in this. I said I didn't think it was going to grow. It's still actually trying. I'm a bit shocked, but that's not going to make anything. I'm going to have to get rid of that. But the others are I did another tray when I realised I might not have any lettuce for a fortnight, and that started to come through. At the side of that you can see this cucumber. Now I got that out off yesterday. It looks like it's been eaten, but it hasn't. One downfall with doing cucumbers the way I do them, they can go through that mesh. And if you have a look here, these cucumbers are almost ready. If they go yellow on the end there, they've gone a bit too far and the plant might not want to produce anymore, but these here are about ready. So as I look round, I need to come in and sort the flowers out and things like that. But as you can see, that cucumber is going to start going through that netting up through there if I'm not careful. And it is a struggle to get them out. But this cucumber's all over now, so what I would expect. The chilies are a bit slow, but they have been flowering. And that's the one my mate gave me, but it was only small when he gave it me, and that sounded right good. It's is it crimson? Can't read it without my glasses. Right, so I think that's all I've got to say for today. We have actually got the cover off, and in about 2 hours I'm going to belay all over that. You won't want to see that, to be honest, but it's a shame that the lilies there at the back have died off. I don't know whether they come again. I think it's first time I've actually grown them, but it's took top off of them. So I don't know. I don't know if I cut them. If anybody does know, that if you just cut the dead-headed bits off, they might work all right. But yeah, I think there's nothing else I can tell you today. Probably be another update in 2 weeks. I may do a short because I want to know what's up with him. He's just sitting in that corner, and I'm going to do my light test. I've got all these lights in the garden which I'm going to try, because now we can sit out at night because it's warm enough. For anybody going to nationals and showing, all the best. Good luck to you all. I know a few people have had problems. I watched Vince's video yesterday, and it seems never ending for that man, and he don't deserve what he's getting, that's for sure. And I watched Sharpie's Koi, and he's having a nightmare as well, but I suppose it's sent to try us, and we all get it, don't we? So we've just got to battle on through it and do his best. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've gathered a bit of information from it, and it'll probably see you in a fortnight. Thank you very much for watching. Give us the thumbs up, and if you would, make a comment. I don't care whether it's good, bad, or you think I'm doing something wrong. Let me know. It's a learning curve for everybody. But if you want to subscribe and get your notifications, you must press the bell. As I said in my last video, I've missed some people who I really enjoyed watching because I didn't I didn't subscribe straight away and press the notifications, and I've not seen them since, because it's not on YouTube for 2 minutes when you do a video. It's gone straight away. So if you do watch this, thank you very much. And anybody going to the Nationals, hopefully I'll see you there. Thank you very much, and have a good afternoon. Bye.